Facility here because our local partners JTC and ACE were able to support us here. So for the next 40 minutes, we have 3 different, or even actually more, organizations come up here and share with us, what they do and give us insight into how this ecosystem came about, what's happening here, and then we'll also have a startup perspective from here too. So first person I would like to introduce is Community Engagement Manager GZ from ACE.
Woo! Woo! Over the back. Can you hear me? Yeah, thanks. So, hi, welcome to Singapore, everyone. I'm Zizie from ACE. So, what happens is I'm the Community Engagement Manager for the Action Committee for Entrepreneurship. And what we do is we help promote the startup community over here in Singapore, and we are based right here at the Launchpad. So I think just disclaimer, I think I've been a community engagement manager for maybe about a year or so, but I think probably most of you here have a bit more experience than me, so I think I've lots to learn from you guys as well. So after the session, you'd like to talk about a bit more about the startup ecosystem here, anything, just feel free to just put it in. Yeah? Alright, so what I'll be doing today to first do a brief sharing about the Singapore startup ecosystem today. And what happens is, according to Spring Singapore, which is the government agency tasked to develop enterprises over here, they classify about 54,000 entities as startups, but they can come from your startup from the retail side, F&B, startups that don't necessarily have a tech element to it. But if you bring it further down, in Singapore there are currently about 4,300 tech startups, so that's a rough approximate number. The numbers keep changing, and also the rough estimation is about 4,300, and they come from sectors such as your biomedical companies, your infocom technologies, and all, etc. So a brief breakdown of what we have. About more than 50% of them are in the consumer digital space, which is the case for a lot of the ecosystem around the world currently. Yeah. So besides that, we bring it down a bit more. Enterprise technology is of course one of the more mature ones, along with fintech, which is something that Singapore is trying to promote quite heavily over here. Yeah, so over here, in regards to the Singapore startup ecosystem, there's huge bustling startup activity over here. It's a key focus of the government for sure. And what you can see is there's been a huge growth from 1,700 startups in 2003. There's been currently about 4,300 2016. So it's a huge growth over the years. We have been, since in 2012, we were ranked number 17 according to Startup Genome Report, which some of you might have heard of. And recently, the 2017 report earlier this year, we are ranked as number 12. So what I would say, like we have been doing quite a bit, doing some good things over here, and we are hoping to improve it for sure over the coming years as well. The deals have definitely increased. So now, from 2015, it's about 220 deals with about $1.2 billion, and it's also expected to increase over the coming years as well. And 4 of the unicorns in Southeast Asia are actually based here. Yeah, so we have a huge supportive growth environment. So currently there are about 70 incubators. Many of them they are based here at the Launchpad as well. They are helping startups to scale not just locally, but of course regionally and globally as well. So you have huge names like NUS Enterprise, SPH, which is the media organization in Singapore. And of course we're also looking forward to having Techstars to be based here in Singapore to help our local startups to scale worldwide as well. We also have about 70 venture capital firms in Singapore, and definitely one of the key focuses from the government is to attract as much venture capital funding to Singapore and ultimately use here as a launchpad to help scale worldwide. So besides that, we have there are quite a number of MNCs that have been increasingly increasing their startup engagement practices and activity over here. So we have companies like Johnson & Johnson, GE Digital, that they are all practices. They are coming to interact and engage with the startups over here as well. And yeah, lastly, so I think you might have heard of NUS Enterprise, if not later that we are sharing by someone from there as well. What happens is we also have lots of international connections and networks which are able to tap on to help our startups to go global and assist them in their internationalization journey. Yep, so some of you might have heard this before. What is Startup SG? So for those that might not have heard about it, essentially is what the government has recently launched this earlier in March to essentially represent the startup ecosystem in Singapore. So as you can see, there are a variety of support schemes, and also they have actually classified into the various sub-arms of Startup SG over here. So what we do as a community engagement manager every month actually we do public briefings for new startups, for overseas startups or entrepreneurs that just trying to find out a bit more about the support schemes that they can hope to achieve from the government. And there's huge focus on what we're trying to do to promote Startup SG as much as possible. Yeah, so brief thing about ACE. So what happens is, Action Committee for Entrepreneurship, we were founded since 2003 as part of the government efforts to promote entrepreneurship. So not necessarily the tech startup world, but even in your traditional industries like your retail, lifestyle, F&B. So I think over the years it has kind of evolved to the point where entrepreneurship in general was not a key focus, but more towards the startups in the technology space. Because obviously innovation and technology is something that the government here is trying to focus and improve on in the coming years. So while we have been privatized from 2014, we still work very closely with government agencies to find out what's their national agenda and what are the initiatives they're trying to promote, and we try to work with the private sector players to promote from that angle. We do it via three ways. Firstly, we engage and support the startup community, whether it's through resources, networks, mentorship, policy and voice. So with our close links to the government, we're able to lobby for any relevant policy changes back to the government. So I think one thing that might be a bit different, maybe in Singapore compared to maybe the US, is that there's a lot of government focus and support over here at Singapore side, and this is something we are looking to push forward in the coming years as well. So last one, education and youth. So we understand that a talent pipeline is very crucial to the sustainability of the startup ecosystem. So we do quite a bit to reach out to youth to educate them on what being a startup is all about, and to also educate, to support their entrepreneurial efforts over here at the site. Yeah, so we are currently, where we are is at a meeting point. So if I'm not wrong, it's currently around here. And ACE, we have 3 spaces around the launch pad. So one robotics center. We are going to launch the ACE International Center